Huh?
What's
happening?
He's gonna hurt me.
Hey,
I'm not gonna hurt him.
what are you doing,
He's
bro?
gonna hurt me.
I'm trying to do a podcast, bro.
No way, it's Power.
Wait. Oh, that's right.
Where's your neck?
What are you talking about? It's right there.
There's no neck right there. You're like this.
Hey, son, I'm trying to do a podcast. Get my voice. Guys, I'm trying to do a podcast. This is podcast 17.
Don't worry.
Oh.
Goku?
Oh, it is Goku. Hey, what do you want? Hey, what do you think about God? I've asked you the same question like 50 times. What do you think about God?
I want to kiss him on the forehead.
No, actually.
But that's kind of a good answer, though.
Yeah, it's a good answer. I love God.
Actually, come on. Okay. Guys, I think we need to lock in. All right. Ugh. Dude, I might be sick. I don't know. Welcome back to podcast 17. Ignore that intro. Yeah, my brother brought one of his friends over, so it's kind of funny, I guess, bro. But today we're gonna talk about. We talked a little bit about Satan. Last time, we're gonna talk a little bit more about Satan and how. Dude. Ugh. Woo. We're gonna talk a little bit about like some of his tactics that he likes to do. And I'll admit he's pretty smart, but he's not smarter than God. So we're balling. So we're balling, bro. All right. And first of all, right, one thing you need to know about Satan, right, is that, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna attack his own children. We talked a little bit about that last podcast. He's not going to attack his own children. That's something he's not gonna do. Also, right, when you believe in God and you actually try to follow God and try to like do what the Bible says, that actually pisses him off a lot. And because he knows full well that if somebody reads the Bible and they try to actually do what it says, that actually pisses him off a lot, and he's gonna like do whatever he can to stop you. And I can perfectly understand if you feel like honestly it happens, you know what I'm saying? Like you're on his hit list, bro. Right? And sometimes we wonder as Christians why so many non-believers or so many like fake Christians, or why so many people that like you know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, obviously you can't just judge a book by its cover, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? And, like how many you could agree that sometimes we look at atheists and they look at how like smooth and ordered their lives are and how they have no struggles at all or something like that. And like they deny God, mock him, like there's no they just mock him, right? And they don't even care, and yet that God doesn't like do anything about it. And I can understand it's very discouraging when you see that, because I've been there, right? And they're gonna try to make you deny God too, so you gotta stay firm, bro. Ooh, sorry guys. Whew. All right. Anyways, you gotta I gotta actually lock in, bro. But anyways, with Satan, right? We're gonna this podcast. We're gonna talk a little bit about atheism and yeah, last podcast we talked about false gospels. That's what we did last podcast. And this podcast we're gonna follow up with a little bit of that, because this has to do with false gospels and atheism. So we're going to start off with atheism right now. So, right, Satan, he is not an atheist. We're going to start off with that. He is not an atheist, right? he believes in God, no doubt, obviously. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, even he's not that stupid. Like, even he wouldn't do that, you know what I'm saying? And you have to admit, like, if you don't believe in God, that just makes his job so much easier. Like, he doesn't even have to try, bro. Like, it's like, imagine going fishing, but, like, the fish doesn't even try to fight back. It just is like, oh, there's the hook. I guess it's over. Like, that's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no fighting back, no trying to escape. Like, yeah, that's what I can imagine it like for an atheist. It's like, yeah, you know how, like, I don't know about you, but I remember when I was younger, my dad used to, like, take me and my brother fishing. And I'll be honest, I don't really like fishing. I do like how peaceful it is, though. And it's been a while. I kind of wish I could go fishing again. But my favorite part about fishing was, like, wasn't really the part of fishing. It was more like when my dad would go, like, 80 miles an hour with his boat. And we'd, like, like, I don't know. Like, I loved that. That was always cool. Never went jet skiing or whatever it is. I don't know. But, I don't know. It was always cool. Anyways, right? When it comes to that, yeah, back on with fishing, right? Imagine an atheist as a fish that as soon as it gets caught by the hook from the the fishing rod, like, it doesn't even fight back. It just, like, lets it get reeled in. That's what I can imagine atheism is, right? And, like, when you deny God and, like, deny the consequences of sin, there's nothing holding you back from doing whatever you want. And you can tell. You can tell. They say whatever they want, and they believe they're going to get away with it, and Satan loves that. Now, I will admit, there is something he loves more than atheism, right? Although I think atheism is pretty he loves atheism, I guarantee you he does. And you might think, well, wouldn't Satan love people that worship him? That sounds like something he would want. But we got to remember, Satan isn't stupid, right? If Satan could choose between 100 Satanists that worship him or something, and, like, 10 false teachers that teach, like, a fake Christianity, he would choose the 10 false teachers, bro. And you might think, well, why? Well, I can show you why. So, imagine I had 2 water bottles, right? Now, initially, they were both, clean drinking water, right? But let's say I dumped out one of the water bottles, and I just filled it with toilet water. And for the first water bottle, let's say they're both clear. You can see the liquid inside the bottle right before you drink it, right? Let's say I have a dude come up, and I clearly, for the first one, I tell him, oh yeah, this one is toilet water, right? He's going to be like, oh, heck no, I'm not going to drink that one. That one's probably not good for me at all. And obviously that makes sense, right? So imagine, like, somebody sees a person who worships Satan. They're probably going to be like, yeah, this guy's probably a nut job, bro. I'm not going to talk to this guy, right? But, hear me out. We kind of covered this, we covered false teaching last podcast. We're going to go into more detail this podcast too. But, yeah, you could spot him from a mile away, and you'd probably avoid him, right? You'd probably not listen. I mean, maybe, but you'd be like, yeah, this guy's probably a creep, bro, right? But imagine for the water bottle number 2, right? Imagine I add 10% toilet water, and the rest of it's just normal water, right? Well, now let's say I bring in a different contestant. Obviously, he knows the first water bottle is toilet water. He's not going to drink that, right? And I tell him that there's toilet water, and he could tell with his own eyes, right? But now, for the second one, he would have no idea that there's toilet water in it, right? And that's, I don't know, like, that's basically, false teachings, some of them are very noticeable, but a lot of the times they're not. And that's the scary part. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you're not going to know. And I can give you an example. Mormonism, right? On the outside, the Church of Jesus Christ. That sounds pretty Christian to me. They got they got the Bible. and they got this extra book. I guess it's the part of the Bible too. Yeah, the Book of Mormon. Sounds pretty canon to me. I guess I don't know. On the outside, right? It looks good. It does, right? Until you drink it, and the only way you're gonna notice it, either you have to either notice it before you have to pray to God for discernment, and basically what that is like you have to pray for Him to open your eyes and just allow Him to guide you to the truth, right? And I'll admit, a lot of doctrines, you need to figure them out on your own. Like you just have to read the Bible and come to your conclusion, right? And because what I'm saying, there's a lot of doctrines out there, and us Christians, we like to fight over them a lot, and it makes us look stupid sometimes. No, not saying it's dumb, but it's we tend to do that, and I'll admit I can give you some red flags about, it's in the Bible too with false teaching. Number one, I think we talked a little bit about this last podcast, but one of the signs that it's a false teaching is that, if it feels good to your ears, that's number one, right? If it's everything you would want to hear 100% of the time or 99%, it's probably not true, right? Let's say, last podcast, or I think 2 podcasts ago, we talked about hyper grace, right? And basically what that is you say a prayer to God and be like, yo, God, accept me. I accept you as my Lord and Savior. And then you proceed to do whatever you want for the rest of your life. Basically, no accountability. And I'll admit, I struggled with this. And then I went to legalism. That was even worse. And then, I tell you, you have to be careful. And, I'll admit, there's nothing you can do. There isn't. You have to rely 100% on God. Because He's the only one that can do it. Because, it took me a while to figure that out. All these years, I was trying to do it my way or the highway. And when I didn't get what I want, I got stubborn, bro. I was stubborn today, bro. And if you feel like you're under attack by, Satan, and if you feel like it's, so conveniently that something stupid happens, Satan, he studies you, bro. He studies you very well. And for his children, right? He's going to... Alright, so I want you to imagine this, right? Imagine 2 fathers, right? One of them disciplines his children, and then the other one doesn't, right? So let's say they both have kids, right? What do you think is going to happen to the kid that had disciplined and the one that didn't, right? Well, one of them is going to, live a life, and it's going to be, they're going to be restrained, and they're going to have a better life overall because they have boundaries and stuff like that, right? Imagine putting the dog in the yard with the fence. They can do whatever they want in the fence, right? Or inside the barrier, right? And that's kind of what that is, right? And it seems restricting, but there's a reason why the fence is even there, right? And for the other child, right? The other child that doesn't get disciplined, he's not going to learn boundaries, and he's just going to do whatever he wants. And regardless if it's good or not, it's it's not good for you, right? There's a reason why there's fences, right? If there was no fences, the dog is going to escape, bro. The dog will escape. And who knows what happens to the dog, right? It might not come back alive. I don't know. But there's a reason why there's boundaries, right? And another way to describe, is, imagine a kid with a piano, right? Well, without training, he's just going to play random gibberish, and it's going to sound horrible, right? But he has freedom, yes. But imagine having restraint and having a teacher teach him how to actually play. And yes, there's restraint, but like he can actually play the piano the right way. That's kind of what that is. That's like God versus Satan, right? And Satan does not love his children. He does not, because if he did, he would discipline them, and he doesn't. And I'll admit he's pretty crafty. But you gotta remember something, right? He lost 2,000 years ago, right? And even though you're struggling with sin, you don't have to allow that sin to define who you are. You can choose to remember that what Jesus did on the cross is what defines you, and that you are set free because of that. I hope this helps you, and honestly, it took me a long time to figure this out, because sometimes I keep falling into that trap where I try to earn God's grace. I was just, don't end up in that place. It's horrible, right? And also, don't trust your feelings either, because your feelings will betray you, like they will. And you have to rely 100% on God with everything, even the smallest things. And it's not easy. It's a process. It really is. Oh man, we talked a little bit about this last time, and we might talk more about this in a future podcast, but sometimes following God can be very lonely. And if you feel like you are like really lonely, or like if you want, you can hop on this podcast. Just like, oh man, I would love to have people like I would love to interview more people and like have guests on the podcast. I'll admit, I would love that. If you're like an atheist or any other religion, I do not mind. Like you could you if you really want, you can be in one of these podcasts. Now we might do debates in this podcast series. I'll be honest, I'm down for that. We'll see what happens. But if you really want to be in the podcast, I think my email is below somewhere. You could just like email me or something. I don't know what we would do the podcast on, but that's not really important. Anyways, thanks for listening to guys. There might be a part 2 to this. Just want you to know Satan's a loser, but I do want you to know that he is real though. Like he's not just some fairy tale. Like he knows what he's doing, bro. But even so, God's gonna like one shot him. Just like wait, bro. It's gonna be lit, bro. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Peace out.